Folks, what's going on? We're going to do some artwork this morning, so give me a moment here to check in on my signal and make sure that we're coming through clearly. I have a few social media posts to do, and then we'll get to work here for probably about an hour this morning. So if you want, catch me after the bump. If you're watching this in the future, just give me that minute. Skip ahead a minute, and I'll catch up with you on the other side of it. But for everyone else here that's trapped with me here in space-time right now, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, I publish them online, and we are creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I'm creating an adventure for the Eberron campaign settings. You can see the book cover here. It's called Crystals of Mabar. It's for characters levels 7 and 8. We're fighting necromancers, demons, and undead in the Carnwood of Karnath and the continent of Corvair. Hey, I finished my social media updates, so let me adjust my screen here real fast and say, hey, if you think this stuff is cool, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. Here's a bunch of books I've created on the DMsGuild already. They all have free previews, so they're chock full of my art and ideas. If you're a D&D enthusiast and they add joy to your campaign, let me know. If you want to pick something up, it's a vote of encouragement for me to do more of whatever it is that you just purchased. So book cover, slide that aside. We're doing interior artwork right now. This is a scene looking in through, well, honestly, either one of these scenes would work fine. I think this is the one that we're looking through here at Point A. So we're doing environmental stuff right now. Yeah, the crystal grittiness of the texture that we've laid down here over the rocks. Let's see. Chunk. Rock, crystal grit on top of it. Yeah, how am I going through? Check. Well, yeah, great timing, Kearney. That's plenty loud. Let's drop that back down there so it stays out of the way. Right, so fog on the floor. That's looking pretty good. Let's merge those little pieces together. We'll have this piece finished today. We got about an hour to play this morning, and that's all we'll need. We're just basically doing some texture stuff, and then we'll start in on the next piece, which we have lined up, which is actually the page before this one, page 64. We'll see where the adventure takes us, quite literally. I need to reduce that size, honestly. Let's do like that. There, that feels better. Good. Good. This is all turning out nicely. Yeah, let's see. Let's drop this floor out here. All right, cool. We're doing this the skiing. It's a basically a dimensional barrier between the Nexus and this tunnel here. The Nexus is where the ritual of Mabar is taking place. It's creating the manifest zone, spreading the power of Mabar and energy throughout the region. Let's drop these out of the way. What the hell is that? Oh, I see. Hold on. I got some connective tissue here to work on. Let's have that push out, fill in that space that we created. That feels good. Yeah, like that. Not quite there. I want to spread this out a little bit. Let's do like that. There, that feels very good. I like that. And I'm going to redo these skeins. Let's, where's my tools? That's my 5-minute timer to make sure that I'm not whinging on any particular details too much. And I'm not. I'm doing okay today. I'm also not very talkative today, so sorry about that. Man, we streamed for 4 hours last night. That was ridiculous. But goddamn, it was fun. I love building villages and starter towns and adventure hooks. It's so much fun. That was the Spelljammer Eberron campaign Bastion campaign. It's a playlist that I've been building here on YouTube about preparing a campaign for characters piloting mecha, fighting kaiju in orbit around Eberron, defending asteroid communities from kaiju threats. Super fun concept. This fog we got going, it needs to go some more along like this. But I'm a little light on sleep as a result of it, and pretty burned out on talking. But the artwork must happen. We every day we show up Monday through Fridays in the mornings like this. We do artwork for adventures and books that we're designing for right now. D&D. Who knows what game we'll be building for in the future? But D&D for now. And so I design a book, and we do that like on Mondays and Thursday nights or Saturday mornings. We design the book. We play test the book on my Discord on Saturday afternoon. We then, let me box this up a little bit here. And then once a book is made and the play testing works and it all makes sense, I'll get the book edited, and then when it's done with editing, we go to page production of doing page layouts, putting text on a page, and then whatever gaps are open on a page, we fill illustrations. And once all the illustrations are done and the book makes sense and everything fuses together nicely, we make a PDF and we publish it on DMsGuild or by Patreon or Kickstarter or whatever it is that we're doing. And then we move on to the next piece. So we're getting really, really close to done with this. Every day, if you come online, rather every day if you push forward in the goal of whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you make a little progress every day, you're constantly moving towards the goal, and you'll eventually reach it. So that's where we're at with this adventure. That we're damn near out of stuff to do with it to publish it, and then we get to pick up the next book and keep building with that. So Monday through Friday in the mornings doing the artwork. Monday and Thursday night, like last night, we do the game design. Saturday morning we do game design. Saturday afternoons we play test our ideas to make sure that they work the way that we want them to, with a team of players that are interested in using it. And then we sally forth from there. Let's do that. I'm adjusting my screen. Where are you at? There you are. Excuse me. A little bit of a cough this morning. There. Block that in. There. That makes sense. Cool. Okay, that feels good. I'm gonna hit save here real quick, just because. Then we're going to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. That feels good. We'll do that, and now we're going to make a new layer. This scheme that we're creating over this passage is a dimensional barrier that separates the plane of Mabar, where we're at, from Eberron, the world of Eberron, where we're at, and the plane of Mabar through this scheme. It's a sort of like embryonic envelope that has to be crossed through to cross into the dimension. Let's grab the guitar pick brush and up its intensity. We're going to plot our course along like this. Just want to create a little webbing effect. Let's bring this in a little bit. I don't like how that's hanging. This will connect here. There we go. That builds a connection to that. Cross this over. Cross this over. Sorry, I'm not talking at all right now. I am tired. So I'm kind of got the brain derps. Oh, here's an announcement. I won't be here tomorrow. It's I have a once a month I make a sojourn to downtown Seattle as part of a corporate event for, like, you know, trust catching each other and corporate meetings and blah blah. So I'll be off. I'll be off stream tomorrow, but I'll be back Thursday morning to continue with whatever illustration is that we're working on. That feels pretty good. What happens? Let's smooth this out a little bit. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. I wanna try to soften it up a little bit. You know what what I should be doing is this. Right. I was using the wrong color. Sorry, guys. I do that occasionally. I don't see colors, so sometimes I make mistakes. Usually I'll catch them at some point and fix them. Go. I want to just get rid of some of this. I like the general like the webbing of this. I'm good with. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the choppiness of the webbing, smooth it out a little bit, and then we'll gloss it and make it Gaussian blur. We'll blur it out a little bit. I like a gossamer. You know, there's no spiders in this adventure. I think I think if I have any regrets, is not enough spiders. Let's straighten all that out. Bring that in, clean this up, bring this in. So just smoothing out the edges here so I can blur it so it'll look right. It's really chop and rough right now, but that's okay because we can do all this blending process here. This is one of the last things that we need to do for this piece. So even if I get nitpicky, we still have like 50 minutes left that we can play. So I'm gonna actually refresh my clock here. Yeah, we'll be done in 40 minutes and then I'll cut it. So I can afford to slow down a little bit here, make sure this looks good. There we go. Skiing across, that looks good. There we go. Almost done. Sorry, I'm really not talking today, so hopefully me being quiet and just drawing is going to be content for a decent little study hall environment. Luckily, there's no one in the chat knocking down my door asking questions and stuff. I would answer them, though. But left to my own devices today, apparently I decided to be quiet. So I'm going to let the muse rest as she does. We're just going to continue filling in this form, smooth it up so that it looks right for when we blend it. It won't have any choppy edges. Just want to say big appreciation to everyone that swung by last night. I love building starting communities and adventure hubs and story hooks. Super fun stuff to do as a DM and as a creator in general. So that was a great session last night. Anyone that's interested in where the Bastion campaign is going with like developing adventure locations and settlements and stuff, be welcome to check out last night's stream. There we go. Bring that in. Good morning, people. Yeah, it feels good. Let's bring this in. Again, I'm trying to get rid of all the little jaggedy bits so it feels a little bit more liquid-like flow. Gluts and gouts. There we go. Good, and just this little pinch over here. There. This is by far from perfect, but it doesn't look bad, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to duplicate the layer. Duplicate. And then filter, blur, Gaussian blur. There. creates that skein. That feels really good. We're gonna leave that there. We're gonna duplicate the layer again. Now we're going to add filter, blur, Gaussian blur. That feels good. Reduce the opacity of the underlying layer. Let's keep that there. Let's reduce that one. There you go. That feels good. I like that. The next thing we want to do is add in some radiance. Hold on. We're not done here yet. I'm going to drop these into a separate folder. Like that. And I'm going to add in a little bit more along the ground here. I'm going to take smudge tool here. Let's spread this out a little bit. Let's push this light into the ground so it doesn't have a clean break down here, so it just kind of fades into the fog. That feels right. There we go. Good. Cool, that feels good. Let's drop that into our packet. Fog. Apply layer mask. Crystals, base. Icons, floor, background. Okay, we're in a good place. Let's add a layer. We're going to use our conifer foliage brush, as we do. We're going to flatten it a bit, as we do. Let's go over here and look at the map. Oh, we need to swap this map out. This is page 66. Hold on. Did we not? Oh wait, no, that's the right one. Yeah. We're good. It's subtle, but we're good. This is what I want right here. Let's do like this. I don't want to overdo it, but I do want a little bit of this moss stuff helping shape the rock. Doesn't have to overdo it, just a bit. That, just poke at the edges a little bit. I'm just using a very low opacity, like a 30% eraser, so I'm only trimming off a third of the pixel density every time I use the brush to thin it down a little bit. Common technique that I use here, just adding and then erasing. This helps sink it, and by fading the bottom edge of it, helps sink it into the rock and the crystals that it's sitting on. Over here, we'll just dot in a little bit down into here, into the mist. There. Erase that in. That feels pretty good. I don't like where this one is sitting. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Thin that up a smidge. There. Trim that out a little bit. Bring this in. That feels good. Good. Now go like that. And hey, what's going on, Fox? Oh, glad to hear it, my man. Glad to hear it. Yeah, the Pacific Northwest was blessed that the Rocky Mountains kind of blocked the storm from coming in and messing around with us. Very fortunate folks here in Seattle. But that's okay. We'll have our comeuppance when Mount Rainier blows and kills all of us with pyroclastic doom. We'll have ours. Give us time. We'll all be dead. So far, it's so good, my man. I'm glad to hear you this morning. We're just filling in. This is we're depicting the doorway through here. I think I'm content with that. Let's duplicate this layer, and let's go with the filter, blur. Gaussian blur to add in some haze. That feels pretty good. I'm going to drop the underlying layer a bit. I don't think that these are adding much value up here. So let's just get rid of those. Have your little doorway just filling the gap. Yeah, there you go. These little vignette pieces just kind of fill in the gap. I don't think I need to. I'm not feeling motivated to do more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and let that sit. We'll hit save on that one. We'll pull this all together. Clip. There we go. This whole group is done. I'm going to hit save here on the board. And then let's pull open our list of things left to do, which is dwindling. We're going to kick over to page 64 now. It's 7:20. We got time on our hands. God damn, I am tired today. I streamed for 4 hours last night making a village. And that pushed me. 4 hours of stream is a long stretch for a fill these days. All right, new piece, new ideas, new mindset. Let's revisit here real quick. This is that 16:9 format that we're building our document in. You fill it here on screen, and it's vertically. It stretches. Hold on, I'm having a misalignment. There we go. That's pretty solid. Okay, so 16:9 format on a device. You can see the full width of it on the phone. And when you're looking at, if you were to maximize YouTube, it'll have little clips at the end on either side. You won't be able to see all of it. But for us here in real space, I can see it filling the monitor. It fills your device like this. Tablets. Each column is 9:16, so that you can look at each column vertically individually. So that's the entire format of the book. These navigation buttons down here at the bottom, like you can see, this is in part 3. These optional encounters, and then Appendix ABC, the Nexus map, the Gatehouse, Flooded Fort, Cemetery are all part 2 in the Manifest Zone. And then we have the Carnwood Forest and the Village Peace that are in part 1 of the entrance. Our intro into the adventure, and then we have the symbol of Mabar here, which is like the menu button. So if you click the Eye of Mabar, it'll take you back to the table of contents for you to then navigate back into the document. All these highlight areas, like Area 3 Teleportation Chamber. If I were to click on that, like for example, if we go to our map. Here's our map, and each one of these rooms, like for example, when we get this, we'll be integrating this into the document this week, and start building hyper navigation buttons. So when we go about building this map, we're going to make like squares around each of these rooms like this. That. So inside the PDF document, if I were to click on this square here, it'll take me to room number 1. If I were to click on this square, oh, that's off center. If I were to click this square here, this will take me to room number 3. What is this? Page 50. Page 50. Fix your numbers. Save. Can the maps be exported gridless without the numbered keys? Yeah. It'll this is just inside the document. People that buy this thing are going to get all the tokens as like little 1-inch squares. Are going to get all these maps without a grid, and it's going to be 70 DPI. That like Roll20 and like Roll20 in particular has like a 70 DPI mesh. I actually illustrated this at 100 DPI, and when you take a 100 DPI map and hold on, the grid here These grid squares. You see how these grid squares are 2 pixels wide? The grid lines. If you take a 2 pixel wide grid line on a 100 DPI map, and you then reduce it down to 70 DPI to fit on the squares of the map inside of Roll20, that 30% reduction makes the map line fit the exact width of the grid inside of Roll20. So by making this a 70 DPI map after I finish it, it will perfectly align to Roll20. So Roll20 is one bookshelf's native space of environment. I think it'll work just fine with Fantasy Ground and whatever stuff out there is. I think it all works pretty well. So by creating this as a 100 DPI map, and when you auto align it down to 70 pixels, lines up perfectly in Roll20. I don't actually need a grid on it, and of course the numbers will go away. So it'll be the player-facing map, and this is just inside the DM screen for navigation. And color grid, color gridless, and then legend is only inside the PDF. So all the asset pack when you purchase the thing has all of the shit inside of it that you need to actually run it. But yeah, so if I were to click on the teleportation chamber here and click, that would then take me to the teleportation chamber, which is here. So that button drops me down to this section here. By clicking on it in the PDF, like physically clicking on it, it'll bounce you around. Or if you're looking at it on desktop with a mouse, there's no navigation buttons here. If I were to click on this, I can just click on it with my mouse, or on a tablet, I can click on it with my finger and it'll bounce me around. So it makes it super easy to navigate. That's enough rambling, Phil. Yeah, but this page is covered with hyperlinks because these are optional encounters. Optional encounters, if the Red Wolves act like they like you and then they betray you once you go down into the path. Oh yeah, we had that. Hold on. I was rather proud of this. This is a spiral staircase. It starts at the bottom here and then winds its way around this elevator shaft. So it winds its way around like this, and so it's winding its way around on this map here, and then it winds to here, and then it continues to wind its way up to the surface at the gatehouse above. And so here, you see it spiraling around the central shaft, and it spirals around this way, and it goes behind the central shaft, and then it shows up in the stairwell up here. This was a fun piece of drafting that I did over the weekend off screen, because I wouldn't want to try to build this on screen because it involves me throwing things and punching shit sometimes. But it took me about 8 hours to build this side schematic of this spiral staircase. But I'm pretty fucking happy with it. And I love that. We are talking map scale factors. It's like a conversation where, yeah, I know, right? But you know, that's schematics. That's what you need. I actually have a. Hold on, let me see. Where is it? Open. Crystals. Art. Handouts. You might appreciate this, Fox. Here's the blueprints of the facility, the original blueprint pattern. It doesn't have any of the doors integrated. It's just basically a flat schematic, and it's not 100% accurate. It's just a generalization. This is the blueprints that are at Ader Academy, but it doesn't have any labels on anything. And you can notice it's not consistent with like all of this area, all throughout here. This is all consistent with what we've seen. This whole block in here, that's accurate. This stuff up here becomes inaccurate. So get rid of those blueprints. And then, so Ader Academy has that rough base blueprint. The 12 has the same blueprint, but they've put some labels on it for it. This goes up to the surface. This is where the teleportation chamber's at. The barracks are down here. This is the officers' quarters, and this is where the ritual is taking place. So when Rahid gives your character, if you're using the 12 as your plot hook, if Rahid gives you a map, he'll give you this one that, although this area here is inaccurate, this will take you, like if you teleport in here, or if you come in through the secret passage over here, or if you come in down from the gatehouse here, or if you come in through the flooded fort here, you'll have a vague idea of where you're at inside the map and where you need to get to, which is here to stop the ritual. But your goal in this adventure is to get teleportation stones from the officers' quarters and bring them into the teleportation chamber. The teleportation circle here is built with, here, let's see if I can find them for you. Where you at? Come here, pussycat. I'm a man on the mission. Give me a second. Why am I not finding the thing? Now I'm just gonna be stubborn. Door, tower, grotto. Oh, because it's way back. Hold on. I'll find it. Okay, I'm on a major tangent. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point was is that in the 12 plot hook, you're hired by the mysterious organization, the 12. The teleportation chamber here has crystals, the runes that define the address of this teleportation chamber. There's 6 runes in the 6-pointed star of the teleportation circle. This one is built with removable runes, so you can unscrew these crystals that have the runes in the teleportation circle, and when we remove the runes, it obscures the location, the address of this teleportation circle. You could even replace it with different rune stones to make it a new destination. But in this adventure, those rune stones have been removed from the teleportation circle, disabling it, and they're keeping the rune stones in a safe in the officers' quarters. So you have to go get the rune stones and put them back in the teleportation chamber so that the 12 can start teleporting commandos in and SWAT teams to come in to clear all the Emerald Claw cultists that are running this facility. Just basically clear them out. Your job is to not to fuck with anything. Get those crystals and put them in the teleportation chamber and hit your sending stone to let them know that the teleportation circle is active so they can start gating in commandos. If you start forming opinions about what's going on inside of this place, that could jeopardize the whole operation. So the 12 wants you to remain quiet and obscure about what's going on here. They want to teleport you as close as they can into to the officers' quarters, but they have to use plane shift to get you in here because of the manifest zone is so strong. It's looking for a plane shift spell. So plane shift spells are notoriously inaccurate. So it could land you here, it could land you here, it could land you here, it could land you over here somewhere. But this is the map that Rahid provides for the team so that you know where it is that you need to get to in the actual adventure. So that's enough fun to. But it was the blueprint idea that I know, right? Super cool. And this is 8 inches wide, so it fits on an 8.5 by 11. So it's an easy handout that you can print out for folks. But yeah, fun. And no, I don't want to say those changes. And then so we have the original blueprints, we have the marked up blueprints that Rahid can provide you. And other NPCs that escape from the facility have a hand-drawn map like this. And one of them, there's the escape passage. So this is where the lab is at. This is the teleportation circle. This is the entrance out upward. This is where the magic ritual is being held. And this is where hostages are being held in prison. And this roughly overlays with this map. Here's up, here's teleportation circle. Here's where the magic ritual is taking place. So let's zoom out. So if the team doesn't use the 8 or Academy plot hook to get original blueprints, if you're not using the 12 plot hook to get specific locations in it, other plot hooks have people escaping from prison and having made this rough sketch on a piece of parchment to show you like the important shit. So you can escape through the secret passage here into the cemetery, which we detailed separately. This is where the hostages are being kept. So here's the secret passage that leads out. Here's the hostages being held in the prison. Here's the ritual, so you can see that all roughly lines up. We have the accurate depiction of 1 room, 2 room, 3 room lab. 1 room, 2 room, 3 room lab. Teleportation circle in position. Storeroom. This is the storeroom. If you're thinking facilities for bastions, this is storeroom. This is barracks. Teleportation chamber. Laboratory. Storehouse, we said. Armory. More barracks. Laboratory. Arcane study. Yeah, so this place has bastion, like it's designed to be a bastion facility for your characters to take over and to make their base of operation. And so this is one of the handouts that you get that, you know, this is how I got out, so you can go in through here. The prisoners are right here. Get them out. So you can, like, one of the missions is to rescue hostages. So if you find people in the cemetery, you can take the secret passage here and immediately start working on getting the hostages out. The hostages are being killed to fuel the magic of the ritual, using their hit dice as basically as mana to fuel the necrotic magics of the Manifest Zone. So yeah, there a bunch of little handouts here, super fun stuff. So let's get back to here to 64. It's 7:30. I've got a little left. I got about maybe 10 minutes left today. What are we gonna do? So we have captured. If the team gets captured in the underground dungeon, they get taken to the prison, and then they meet people there. Their stuff is being held in the officers' quarters where the teleportation stones are at, so that's good news. Eventually, occasionally, a soldier will come by and open up the prison door and fetch somebody. So there's ample opportunities for the teams to do a prison escape if you want to bother with capturing them. But if they get overwhelmed inside the dungeon, you don't have to kill them if you don't want to. You could just render them unconscious and then throw them in prison. It puts them exactly where they need to be to rescue hostages. It puts them right in where they need to be able to see the ritual that's happening. Getting captured is a good location, is a good call for this adventure. But we know that teams hate being captured, so they'll fight to the bloody end, which is fine. They can do that. I have no problem with that. If they talk with the Red Wolves and then the Red Wolves betray them once they get down into the underground facility, this covers their standard operating procedures for capturing somebody underground. Capture condition, this details how the team can get out and what they can do. And then glyphs of warding. Throughout in the adventure, it has there's a number of locations that we can randomly set up glyphs of warding, or this is the order in which, like, when you encounter Karen the Enchantress in the Nexus while she's babysitting Solzu performing the ritual, she's just casually making glyphs of warding scrolls out of her spell book. She's just inscribing glyphs of warding spells. And she uses those scrolls to set up different security points. These all use the alarm spell. So here's our order of spells that we're laying in. The first one she does is the teleportation circle to keep an eye on any interlopers that might try to gate in. The next area, outside the eastern door, area 7. This is area 7 here. So this door, and these two doors here, they've basically locked them down. You don't use those doors without permission. So they put glyphs of warding on these doors that if someone comes through that door that's not a member of the Emerald Claw, it pops the alarm, and Karen will hear it in her head as a psychic ping where she's hanging out over here, keeping an eye on Solzu. So while she's in the Nexus, she can keep an eye on different, if prisoners escape, then like down the list, we get to where prisoners escape. So she'll put a ward on the prison in case they somehow get past the guards. Once they escape and they know that the secret passage is there that leads out, they'll put a gate. They'll put a ward on that, so the DM can put all these alarm glyphs at different key locations in the dungeon. If you want to make it more challenging for the team, you can drop these things on, which will then alert Karen that that there's intruders where they're not supposed to be, so she can send guards out to go fuck with you and create a cascade of combat if that's where you want to take it to. If you wish. So I don't know specifically what I want to do with this page. I just know we need to do something with this page. So let's peel it open and get to work. This is the space that we're working inside of. It's certainly not a very significant size space. How do we want to play this? I'm thinking I don't want to do a bunch of prison guards. I don't want to do a bunch of soldiers confronting the characters. A combat scene here feels wrong. I like the idea of a glyph of warding. Maybe teleportation chamber, training area, spare chamber, passage, prison, laboratory. My gut's saying I could cheese this page and just expand. I could just pontificate on the captured section and just add more text to fill that space. This is what I get to do. I get to decide if I want to use that space, and if I do, how do I want to use it? It feels a little cheesy to just add more text, to make this just a wall of text page. I like having illustrations. The table helps break it up a little bit visually, but there's no like backdrop that I'm putting behind tables like this, so it's technically not a resting point for the eye. Illustrations are resting points for the eye. You don't have to think about text. You can look at imagery instead. That's a form of eye rest that you provide to the players. Blank space can also be eye rest, but this one is too large of a space to ignore. It just looks like a hole in the page, not like this little gap here. That's just the end of the column. Of this column. It doesn't feel like it's out of place. This is too big to let it stand. It is out of. Ooh, I could do a. Let's do. Maybe. I was thinking of a spell scroll that's having glyphs put on it, and then we have our spell book over here on a table. Let's look at what this says. To increase the risk of the characters being discovered while infiltrating the facility, Karen has been inscribing glyphs of warding with spell glyphs throughout the facility during her downtime. Any character that uses the search or study action can make an intelligence, arcana, investigate check DC 14 to notice a glyph. Each glyph has the alarm spell stored within, with a mental alarm Karen the Enchantress hears in her mind whenever a creature not in the company of someone devoted to the Emerald Claw approaches within 10 feet of the glyph. The DM can position any number of glyphs throughout the facility. The following list recommends a number of tactical locations in order of priority. Roll 1d8 to determine how many have been cast so far, or choose. 1 to 10, circle first, training area, then the spare chamber, then the secret passage, then the prison, then the laboratory, then the northern passage, and then the western passage. Upon being alerted, Karen orders the houndsmen with 1d3 plus 1 shadow mastiffs, 1d4 plus 1 emerald claw zealots, and 1d3 imp familiars, because she has the flock of familiar spells. She has 4 imps available whenever she needs them. Familiar to investigate while she orders 1d3 plus 1 Emerald Claw Zealots to join her in Area 14 Nexus Chamber to defend Solzu performing the ritual. So, yeah, you think so? You think I should do? Yeah, it says she's been inscribing scrolls. No, it says she's been inscribing glyphs of ward with spell glyphs throughout the facility during her downtime. So yeah, I guess I could do. I guess I could do a spell scroll. Okay, you convinced me. Audience asks for a particular illustration. It works with the adventure. I'll do that. I think that's a great idea because I see, of course. So we'll have a book. Here, and then we'll have a scroll here. I'll have our glyph here. I will have a little ink pot over here on the table. Yeah, a little, just like a little study vignette. Something roughly like that. Yeah. We'll have an ink pen. We'll have an ink pen here. Or maybe we can like lay a quill on the page here. Something like that. That's our rough sketch. This is how it always begins. But it is damn near 7:50, so I'm going to put the brakes on this for now. We're going to actually start working on this. Thank you. Thanks for locking this in for me because I wasn't sure what to do. And a little spell. This will be relevant later on in the adventure. Because when you walk in, if you're able to get the jump on them, she's like in the middle of inscribing something. She's like, oh shit. So if you guys can get the drop on her, you'll catch her with quill in hand, and that'll be a good time. I'm going to go ahead and put the brakes on the episode for today and kick out of here. I got to go to my day job, and I want to give myself a few minutes of warm-up. So I'm going to cut stream here. When we come, I will not be here tomorrow. I have to go on my monthly sojourn, my Mecca, to downtown Seattle to go to the corporate office pilgrimage to do trust exercises and corporate event stuff. But I'll be back on Thursday, and we'll continue this piece on Thursday morning. Thursday night, we're going to continue the Spelljammer Eberron Bastion Kaiju Spelljammer campaign. I think I said Spelljammer twice. Friday, we'll be back in the morning doing artwork. Saturday morning, we'll be on doing martial powers or color mana stuff. Saturday afternoon, we'll be play testing Strixhaven, Mage Tower, PvP, Arena Combat in the afternoon on my Discord. And then on Monday morning, we'll be back and we'll do it all over again like we did yesterday. So yeah, thanks a lot, Fox. I appreciate your inspiration and helping me with these with the big questions of like what do I illustrate. So thanks a lot for being here, man. I really appreciate it. And I'll see everybody. Hopefully, I'll see everybody. I won't be here tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll see everybody on Thursday. So enjoy the break with me, and I'll see you. I'll see you on the other side. Laters.